Hello, it's Homo Manning doing a 2021 NBA playoff predictions. I do this every year. The first 2 years I did it, I predicted each team from the finals, each conference, the team that would make it. My first year, I did predict accurate that the Warriors would sweep the Cavs. In my second year, I did predict Raptors would Raptors would go to the finals with the Warriors, but I said the Warriors would win. But let's be real. If I'd known KD would have got hurt, I may have switched it, and if is healthy, the Warriors probably win that series. But last year I said Bucks Lakers, and it was Heat Lakers, but I don't think anyone in the world, at least any YouTuber, content creator, predicted that. Anyway, so I'll just throw in my play-in tournaments here just so I can get this video out early. I think Celtics take the 7th seed and Wizards take the 8th in the Eastern Conference. Lakers take the 7th and Grizzlies take the 8th. Yep, Grizzlies with a shocker beat the Spurs and Warriors. Yeah, okay, let's get into this now. Oh, Eastern Conference first round. Westbrook, Embiid, they have a history. I don't know if they've settled or not. But I just don't see the Wizards putting up a fight. I could see a gentleman sweep here. I'd be shocked if the Wizards um, won 2 games here. I think Doc Rivers was a great signing. I didn't think it was that good of a move at first, but looks like he proved me wrong. So yeah, I have the Sixers in a sweep here. I'm going bold. Whenever you go bold, no matter who the matchup, or no matter whenever you go sweep, no matter who the matchup is, it's always bold in the playoffs. Next one, I got the second seed Nets beating the Celtics in 5. What a just down year for the Celtics. I did not I mean, yeah, they're still the 7th seed, but with like a roster like that, it's just, I don't know. The Celtics just completely, I don't know, man. I'm not a Celtics fan, but I just expected better. I mean, Brad Stevens is one of the best coaches in the NBA. Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker are one of the best. They're like the best players in the NBA. But obviously they're not as good as Taco Fall. But yeah, Nets they have a super team. Not the best at defense, but they basically got another super team. We have another super team in the NBA basically. Next, I got the Bucks 4-1, and I know the Heat beat them last year, but this is a more motivated Bucks team, a more mentally there Bucks team. Giannis, if there was ever a team he wanted revenge on, I feel like it's the Heat. And I know the Heat, they've got Victor Oladipo, they lost Myers Leonard, but I just don't think they have the same mojo that they did last year, where they were able to shock everyone and go to the finals. I think Giannis beats them in 5, but I would not be shocked if the Heat pulled this off. Next, I got the Hawks in 7. Both teams are so underrated. They got so much. Here's my reasoning. In terms of the Hawks roster, they got more playoff experience. Lou Williams tends to show up in the playoffs. Bogdanovich has just been amazing this year. But then the Knicks, I mean, I remember Max Kellerman making a joke about that Julius Randle signing to Stephen A. Smith. So far, that's not a good take because Julius Randle has had an amazing season. And if I'm a Pelicans fan, although we drafted Zion, I'm mad that we got rid of Julius Randle. But I have Hawks in 7. It could go any way in this. It could go either way. It could be Knicks winning. I don't know. But I'm just going to roll with the Hawks. I'm going to roll with Lou Williams. I'm going to roll with um, Bogdanovich and Trae Young. Western Conference first round. I have the Jazz in 5. I think John Morant and them, they could pull off a game or something, maybe 2. I think Rudy Gobert's are probably the best. Well, he is the best rim protector. Let's be real. And Donovan Mitchell, they're really bad. They're really sad, I should say. Not bad. My apologies about them choking a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets. They're out for blood. They at least win this game or this series. Sorry for my stutters. Next, we got the Suns and Lakers, and I think this is the first time in my playoff prediction history I have a 7 seed beating the 2nd seed, but it's LeBron. I chose LeBron when it was all him in Cleveland, when he was all by himself, and I chose him to go to the finals. He got help. He got AD. He got playoff Caruso. They already beat him last time. Honestly, if the Suns like blew him out, I know the CP3 playoff CP3 is the thing, but I don't know. I just can't go against LeBron, especially in these situations. If it was the NBA Finals, it would be a different story. All right, next Nuggets Trailblazers. Trailblazers beat him 2 years. Yeah, 2 years ago. They beat him 2 years ago to advance to the Western Conference Finals. I believe in Dame time, but man, Nicole is just, in my opinion, the MVP, man. Despite the Jamal Murray injury, I'm going Nuggets in 6, and that's so unfortunate for the Nuggets fans out there. I'm not going to spoil it, but that's so unfortunate. Next, we got a rematch again from last year, which was an amazing series. Uh, but I got the Clippers in 6. I think Luke is amazing, but I slightly expected more. I'm not gonna lie, but he's still one of the best players in the NBA. He does need to improve his 3-point percentage or his field goal from the three, and just his overall shooting. But the dude's an offensive nightmare for defenders. But Clippers, their defense is why I have them here, and playoff Rondo. Eastern Conference semifinals, I have Sixers and 6. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Sixers and 6. Sixers. Let's see. Yeah, that's a challenge for everyone in the comments. Say that. I have like a lisp, so it's a little harder for me. Sixers and 6. Sixers and 6. Okay. Anyways, I have the 76ers and 6 here. I just don't think the Hawks can compete with Simmons and Embiid. I mean, the Sixers, I think the trust the process thing was a flop if they don't win a championship. So unless you care about attendance or anything, because yeah, it's gonna get more. You're gonna get more ticket sales, but uh, I have Sixers at 6. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, next Nets Bucks. I got Nets in 5. I think Giannis could win a game, maybe even take it to 7, but ultimately, I don't think anyone could guard the big three on the Nets. And Nets have really good depth despite the retirement of LaMarcus Aldridge and Dinwiddie, monster from 3. Okay, next in the Western Conference semifinals, or not Dinwiddie, uh, Harris, my bad. I don't know why I said Dinwiddie. Western Conference semifinals. I have Clippers in 6 over the Jazz. I think I just think the Clippers are a better team. If the Jazz win, it just goes to show you that the Clippers are just cursed. I just don't think Donovan Mitchell. He did take out the big three in OKC. I think Paul George exacts his revenge. I'm sorry about that. God, that needs to stop. And I think Kawhi, just playoff Kawhi is a thing, dude. It's just the thing he got an excuse last year because playoff P, he was playing with playoff P. And yeah, but this year there's no excuse. And they did choke a 3-1 lead. But I think stylistically, I think, uh, see, it's hard to say. Yeah, stylistically, I think the Jazz are more beatable for the Clippers than the Nuggets were. Because keep in mind, the Nuggets, yeah, Jokic and Gobert, they're both great big men, but they didn't have to worry about Jamal Murray just constantly shooting threes and being in your face, and Michael Porter Jr. also, or Ball, I guess now. But the Nuggets, the Nuggets have way more depth than the Jazz do, but the Jazz do have good depth. Western Conference semifinals, I have the Lakers in 5. I just think Jokic can't do it all by himself. I know Michael Porter Jr. is one of the worst defenders in the NBA, but I'll just skip this. Lakers in 5. Next, Eastern Conference Finals. I got Nets in 6. Sorry if I'm stuttering and saying a lot of weird stuff. I'm just trying to rush this video just to get my predictions out there. But anyways, I have the Nets in 6 here. I don't trust the Sixers. I think they're cursed. Not as much as the Clippers, but the Nets, they got a super team. There's nothing more to say about it. I'm not going to go in depth here. I'm not I'm not like a hardcore NBA fan. I should clarify that, but I definitely watch a lot of games, and I love playoff basketball. I'm not that much into the regular season. I should clarify that, as I am playoff basketball. Next, we got the Western Conference Finals, and I have the Lakers in 6. Let's be real, this matchup might not even happen. Every year, it's like this in the NFL and the NBA. Every year, basically, which by the way, I watch way more NFL than NBA. Huge NFL fan, but I like the NBA as well. Like, there's so much good matchups in each sport that we never get to see in the playoffs. That's just cursed. Like, I'm saying it, like Packers Saints, we never got to see that. Lakers Clippers, like, come on. Or like, I don't know, a Brett Favre Peyton Manning Super Bowl or something like that. Anyways, I think this is a great matchup, but I still got Lakers in 6, only because I don't trust playoff P, especially versus LeBron. Next, the NBA Finals, or I should say last, and I got Nets in 6, dude. I just, this is like another somewhat super team that LeBron's going to have to be going up against. So, I'll give it to LeBron. I mean, Jordan, he faced some really good teams, but LeBron has faced, although I do think Jordan is definitely the GOAT, not LeBron. Um, LeBron basically, he's faced way more harder teams than Jordan has. I mean, Jordan faced the Sonics, faced that Jazz team, and there's another team I'm blanking right now, where LeBron's had to face two dominant Warriors teams in a row, a dominant Spurs team. I mean, the OKC Big Three. I know Westbrook and Harden and technically Durant weren't in their prime, but he's had to face some really good comp. Now if this is if this does turn true, now you throw in the Nets. I mean, jeez, that's just difficult right there. But anyways, that's my prediction. I'll reply to everyone's comment. Tell me your prediction down below, and thank you for watching. Shout out Ben Rasmussen.